Viewer discretion is advised. Here we go. You are listening to Wine and Crime, the podcast where two friends chug wine, chat true crime, and maybe something else, and unleash their worst Minnesotan accents. I am Amanda.
I'm Lucy. I was like, what else? What else are we doing?
Well, what we're doing today, I mean, there's definitely crime. Like, that's the point.
Kind of the cornerstone of the show.
But our very special fan picker has picked something that is close to my heart, Lucy's heart, her heart, the fan picker's heart. So Tamar has chosen Bravo fucking Bravo, as in the Bravo network, as in the rich multitude of drama that is the Real Housewives franchise, Vanderpump Rules, Below Deck, Traitors,
Summer House,
Winter House.
Traitors is just on Peacock, not Bravo.
Whatever. Traitors feels to me like a Bravo show. So I'm claiming it. And I'm obsessed with it. And this season has been so messy and so funny.
I haven't watched the episode that just came out, so don't tell me. Don't tell me.
I won't. I will not spoil it for you. It's so good. Last night, I got home from babysitting. I was babysitting my neighbor's kids. And Thursday is a big TV night in our house because we have a new episode of Severance. We have a new episode of The Pit. We have a new episode of Traitors. And I didn't get home until, close to 10. And
you were up all night.
We watched all three. I didn't go to bed till like 2 a.m. So I feel
good.
Insane, but it is worth it. Thursday is just the best day.
Yeah, I watched the Aristocats because hand, foot, and mouth disease is sweeping our household, and I want to fucking myself.
Yeah, today is Valentine's Day, and Lucy's entire house is celebrating by being stricken with hand, foot, and mouth disease.
Hoof and mouth is biologically a different virus.
Yeah, whatever. It's fine.
They're both disgusting.
I looked up hand, foot, and mouth, though, and it's literally like the cocksacky virus. It's so gross. So
there's nothing good about it.
We had to cancel Gals Brunch. We're rescheduling it for the spring when people's mouths are less riddled with sores and faces and feet and hands with rashes and fevers and coughs and hellscapes.
And June looks horrific. It's like Kool-Aid mouth times 1,000.
With bumps.
And dry and fever.
And
she's
gross.
Got chills. She's shaken. Poor little gal. She can't even eat because of her mouth.
Yeah.
But we went to the pediatrician this morning. Should be going away soon.
That's
anyway,
good.
Enough about me. But if I'm not feeling very festive today, it's because my throat really hurts still.
We're going to make it. We're going
to make it.
Well, what I can recommend for making it for our wine crime pairing this week, obviously we had to discuss the Bravo array of wine offerings. And there is, from Nocking Point Wines, a Bravo partnership that is the Real Housewives themed. And they have all these different wines. They have a Real House White Sauv Blanc, Real House Rosé, Real House Red. They retail for about $30. You can get them on knockingpointwines.com. That's NOCKING pointwines.com. You could buy them in a 3-pack as well. They actually are super cute. They're just like the Housewives branding. They're a screw top, like very accessible, easy drinking, fun wines that maybe if you're like super into Housewives, this could be a great pairing for your next, binge of Salt Lake City because everyone told you it's the best and you were behind by 3 seasons and then you dove in and it took over your entire life. Me.
Yep. They've got a Sauv Blanc.
Yeah. And it looks yummy.
It really does. Oh, their branding is real cute.
It's real cute. They also have like a membership option. So you can go to their member shop and check out, what it looks like to become a member. Space is limited, they say. So I don't know what that means, but they have a really, really fun array of little Housewives wines. And I just thought that those would be a perfect pairing. I'm going out tonight for Valentine's Day, so I'm pre-gaming with some juice to get my blood sugar under control.
Nice.
Bill's taking me on a surprise date. I have no idea where we're going, but I was told to wear, quote, cute, casual, and that he's not taking me to the opera. So
he's proposing again.
Oh my God, do you think he's finally going to propose?
Finally. You've been carrying his child.
For 10 years.
Pepperoni.
No, listeners, I'm not carrying anybody's child.
I want to start rumors. The rumors, the nastiness. The husband.
You want to talk about the husband? We're going to get into some...
Talk about my husband.
Okay, the Bravo ASMR TikTok account needs to come back into my life because it's so good.
She does defend you.
You beast.
She does defend you, Kim. She does.
You're so good at it. I'm obsessed.
The Lisa British accent, kind of deeper whisper
Guttural.
voice kills me every time.
She does defend you. She does. It's so fucking good. But yeah, we're going to dive into some particularly salacious Bravo crime adjacent or flat out crime in today's episode.
There's a lot of criminality.
Yeah, it's
a lot of criminality to discuss.
Really wealthy people are often not great people. Who knew?
And I did try to look for crimes with like Top Chef or like Project Runway and things like that, but there's just not. They're not as naughty as the rich fucks who are on Vanderpump Rules, etc.
To amass some of the kinds of wealth that we get to see on these Housewives and Vanderpumps franchises, you like have to be a criminal.
Yes.
So that's just natural. I think that most of the Bravo crime, the Bravo fucking Bravo, is going to come out of those franchises. It just is what it is. But we're going to get into it.
I do have a fun story about Below Deck, which I didn't include in my notes, so it's just going to be off the top of my dome.
Okay, I'm obsessed.
We'll get to it.
Great. Well, let's take a quick break to hear a word from our sponsors so that we can get below deck and get cozy and sip on some fucking Bravo fucking Bravo.
Bravo fucking Bravo.
Let's do it. Y'all, it's already 2025, okay? Life is cruising. It moves real fast. Starting a new year always reminds me of exactly that, how quickly the time goes. And none of us know what's going to happen this year, but we want to be prepared for the unexpected. And that begs the question, are you? Are you prepared? Fabric by Gerber Life helps you get term life insurance in minutes so you can help protect your family's financial future, because we just never know what's right around the corner.
You never know. Fabric by Gerber Life is term life insurance you can get done right from your couch, all online and on your schedule. You could be covered in under 10 minutes with no health exam required. When I tell you the things that this did for my peace of mind, especially now that I have a child, I sleep better at night. If you've got kids, and especially if you're young and healthy, the time to lock in low rates is right now. Even if you have health insurance through your employer, it might not offer enough protection for your family, and it also might not follow you if you leave your job. This is the kind of job, like corporate fine print that I never understand.
Yeah.
So
it's terrifying.
It's terrifying. And no one's mad at extra insurance anyway. Fabric has flexible, high-quality policies that fit your family and your budget, such as $1 million in coverage for less than $1 a day. Fabric has partnered with Gerber Life, trusted by millions of families just like yours and mine for over 50 years. There's no risk. There's a 30-day money-back guarantee, and you can cancel at any time. Couldn't be easier. They have over 1,900 five-star reviews on Trustpilot with a rating of excellent. Fabric was designed for busy parents just like you, and it's more than life insurance, by the way. You can get free digital wills, access to investment accounts to invest for your kids' future, and so much more. And again, you can manage it all right from your phone, right from your couch.
So join the thousands of parents who trust Fabric to help protect their family. Apply today in just minutes at meetfabric.com/gals. That's meetfabric.com/gals, meetfabric.com/gals. Policies issued by Western Southern Life Assurance Company, not available in certain states. Prices subject to underwriting and health questions.
Guess what I'm wearing right now?
What?
a Honey Love bra.
Doy, me too.
And I forgot about it till just now because it feels like I'm not wearing a dang thing.
It's the one I reach for and therefore have to wash the most. And this girl is holding up, let me tell you.
She holds up and she holds them up. She smooths them down. She's so comfortable. You can nap in it. And Honey Love is more than just incredibly comfortable bras. They got shapewear. They got leggings. They've got stuff that you can wear every single day and feel good and be comfortable, which, as you know, is our favorite thing.
Yeah, comfort is key. Honey Love is an independent, female-founded brand, and all Honey Love products are intelligently designed by women who actually wear them, including their founder, Betsy, who is highly involved in the development of each product. I love that personal investment in a brand.
Good job, Betsy. You're doing a great job.
If you're not investing in it and you're not wearing it, then like, how can we believe you? Honey Love recently launched the Cross Flex bra designed to support you all day in and out of your workout routine. Wear it during your workday and at your workout. I am not a big workout girly, but like I love a sports bra style. I find them so comfortable. I really like the hug and the lift and the security, even if I'm not like doing jumping jacks. So
But
like
you could.
But I could. So like, don't let the workout of it all, scare you. This is just like a comfortable, solid, supportive bra. Honey Love bras are supportive and wire-free. Y'all, it's 2025. We're done with underwire bras.
We're
done.
wireless.
Yeah, we're wireless. Thanks to bonding technology that lifts without underwire, you deserve a bra that's lightweight and comfortable. It's breathable, but it doesn't sacrifice support. A great bra is the foundation for any great outfit. So start every outfit with Honey Love and elevate your style.
Treat yourself to the best bras and shapewear on the market. Save 20% off Honey Love at honeylove.com/wine, WINE. Use our exclusive link to get 20% off honeylove.com/wine to find your perfect fit. After you purchase, they will ask where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. Elevate your comfort, elevate your style with Honey Love.
Listen, I am you and you are me. You sign up for something. You forget about it after the trial period ends. Then you're charged month after month after month. That ADHD is strong. You've said it and forget it. The subscriptions are there, but you're not using them. In fact, 85% of people have at least one paid subscription going unused each month. 85%. That's most of
great.
Us. No. Thanks to Rocket Money, you can see all your subscriptions in one place and cancel the ones you're not using anymore. And you can save more money.
I love saving money. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. I've said it before. I'll say it again. Rocket Money is the adult in the room that I need for financial reasons.
The adult in your pocket.
The adult in my pocket, the adult in my inbox. When Rocket Money sends me an email, it's like, you've spent $250 more than you spent last month. I'm just like,
what's up?
I got to investigate that. I just go to my little dashboard and I see like, this is how much you spent on ride shares or takeout or entertainment or gas or groceries. It's like, oh, okay. I don't mind spending extra money on groceries. At least I'm eating it. But if it's like going out, it's something you could keep an eye out. See all of your subscriptions in one place and know exactly where your money is going. And for those subscriptions you don't want anymore, Rocket Money can help you cancel them. They'll call customer service for you. You don't have to call customer service.
Heaven.
Rocket Money's dashboard gives you a clear view of your expenses across all of your accounts, like your bank accounts. You can easily create a personalized budget with custom categories to help keep your spending on track. You can see your monthly spending trends, like I said, in each category to know what you might want to think twice about.
Yeah. Where's my money going?
You get alerts if bills increase in price or if there's unusual spending activity or if you're close to going over your budget. And their new goals feature automatically saves money for you so you don't even have to think about it. Pay off credit card debt, put away money for a house or a vacation, or just build your savings. Rocket Money makes it so easy. Rocket Money will even try to negotiate lower bills for you. Yes, please. They automatically scan your bills to find opportunities to save, and then you can ask them to negotiate for you. They deal with customer service, so you don't have to.
Yep.
Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a year when using all of the app's premium features.
So cancel your unwanted subscriptions and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money. Go to rocketmoney.com/gals today. That's rocketmoney.com/gals, rocketmoney.com/gals. Okay, we're back. And Lucy, are you ready to take it away? Give us some background, maybe some psych. Certainly some stories, because we are both Bravo fucking fiends.
Fucking fiends.
For Bravo fucking Bravo.
So I don't have like cable television. I don't have the channel Bravo, but I have Peacock, and they have everything you could ever want from Bravo, because Bravo is currently owned by NBC, which obviously owns Peacock. Before we start, I want to show off my Real Housewives of Lake Minnetonka insulated stemless wine glass.
Didn't we get those at Excelsior?
No, I got this for Christmas, but my mom got it at the general store.
Off Highway 7.
Yep.
Highway 7 and 494.
I love that store.
I know.
At Christmas time.
I know. But it's also like the worst time to go because it's just packed with like chuggy older white women.
It's the worst time to go, but it smells so nice and it's so cozy, and like the wooden floorboards.
Oh, they have the cutest stuff too. They've been around forever. Like we went there with our moms when we were kids. So good for them. More power to them. But of course they have the Real Housewives of Lake Minnetonka cup. That's so funny.
They had like Real Housewives of Orono, Real Housewives of Wayzata, Real Housewives of Edina.
I love it. I love it.
None of which are actual shows.
Nope.
Bravo is an American television channel that launched as a commercial-free premium channel way back in the dark ages. Guess what year Bravo launched?
It used to be commercial free. If you had like fancy cable, like you paid for fancy cable, like an HBO thing.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm trying to guess. 1989.
1980. 80.
What?
December of 1980.
Weird.
Isn't that wild?
Okay, like what was it? What was its deal in the 80s?
So glad you asked. So it claimed at the time to be the first television service dedicated to film and the performing arts.
It's
very
giving
highbrow.
The Learning Channel.
Well, the Learning Channel really did used to have learning content on it. And Bravo used to be about like theatrics, performing arts,
celebrities.
Bravo.
Yeah.
Not even celebrities, like stage plays.
Oh, like theater, not like
theater.
Movies. Weird.
No, originally it was fine arts theater stuff. So back then, the channel broadcast its own programming 2 days a week, and they shared their channel space with Escapade, which is now Playboy TV.
What?
Which showed softcore porn and grindhouse horror movies.
Wait, okay. So it was like by day thespian channel and like by night porno?
Yeah, basically.
Incredible. This origin story is perfection.
I know. Playboy TV.
That's amazing.
In the mid-'80s, it became a basic cable TV channel, still commercial-free at the time. And by the mid-1990s, Bravo began to incorporate more PBS-style underwriting sponsorships, and they began accepting traditional commercial advertising by 1998. So they were commercial-free until 98.
The good old days.
Like I said, they showed a lot of stage adaptations and then followed by classic movies. So Inside the Actors Studio, remember that show?
Yes.
That was on Bravo.
Okay, that tracks.
In 1999, Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer acquired, what's his name? James
Lipton.
Yeah, he's wild.
He is wild. He's got quite a story.
Does he?
Well, yeah, I mean, he was like, he's a theater dude. I think he's met like so many interesting people. I just want to know like everyone he's fucked because I have to imagine it's wild. Like straight theater men are like a very interesting genre of man. And I am fascinated by them. I'm fascinated. So I want to like read James Lipton's tell-all like slut story.
Like how many times did you fuck Meryl Streep?
Right? I mean,
and where?
Allegedly. I don't know. We're obviously pulling all of this out of our ass. But he had like a pretty magnificent career in theater to get him the position of this like interview, and he like taught theater, I think. I don't know like a ton about him. But he just seems like a totally fascinating dude. And to be able to get that position of essentially having a talk show that has now interviewed some of like the most famous actors in the fucking world. Like,
I think it's cool that the audience is like film students too.
Yes.
And they can just like ask questions.
It's a cool show. It's a really cool show.
Mm-hmm. So in 1999, Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer acquired a 20% stake in the channel. And in 2002, NBC bought the network for $1.25 billion. Bravo got its big break in 2003 with Queer Eye for the Straight Guy. Ever heard of it? That's right.
That was a Bravo show originally.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That was like their first reality show.
Mm-hmm.
So at that point, they kind of pivot away from classic movies and the fine art stuff towards more reality.
And like Chopped was born from that because the food gay on Queer Eye is the host of Chopped. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can see Queer Eye really did like launch some programming.
I saw Carson Kressley in New York City.
Carson is a frequent judge on Drag Race.
Yes.
Like those bitches are still working very narrow.
He looks like
He's
a
sharp
songbird.
man.
Yes.
He looks like a songbird.
He does.
This feathered blonde hair.
Yes.
I see it.
Notable early shows that debuted between 2004 and 2006 include $1 Million Listing. I loved that show.
Wasn't like the $1 Million Matchmaker on Bravo too?
Matchmaker, yep. Remember Rachel Zoe, the Rachel Zoe show?
I watched that.
And wasn't Being Bobby Brown on Bravo?
It might have been.
I don't really know what other channels were doing reality shows like that.
Mm-hmm, that early.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Top Chef, Project Runway, and last but certainly not least, Real Housewives of Orange County.
That was the first.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Because there wasn't a Real Housewives franchise. It was the Real Housewives of Orange County, period.
Yep. And then it like launched in popularity and people were begging. Because then didn't Beverly Hills come after, not long after OC? I feel like those are the two like quote unquote founding Housewives franchises.
New York was the second one.
Got it. Bi-coastal.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Because Orange County is essentially, well, I guess Beverly Hills is essentially LA.
Mm-hmm.
But they were too close together to be one right after another. I'm pretty sure New York was next.
That makes sense.
Josh Hallmark is going to have our asses.
He's rolling over in his grave right now.
Another rumor.
Grave.
He's dead.
No,
Just
he's
kidding.
not.
He's not dead. We just texted him. So some other Bravo shows you didn't realize have been on the air for so long or were on the air so early. Shahs of Sunset debuted in 2012.
What?
Yeah. I feel like that one kind of went under the radar a little bit for a while.
Yeah, I mean, Beverly Hills debuted in like 2010 or 2011.
Yeah, I guess.
It did, because I mean, I'm talking about at least one Beverly Hills star, and that's been on for a long time. But yeah, I never got into Shahs of Sunset, although I have experienced a couple of them through Traders, and I'm very curious now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Shah curious.
Yes. Same way I got into different franchises of Real Housewives through Ultimate Girls Trip.
Oh, I do love the Ultimate Girls Trip seasons.
So incredible.
They're so good.
Then Vanderpump Rules debuted in 2013. We knew that.
Mm-hmm. With a brilliant crossover episode with Housewives of Beverly Hills. Thank you, Sheena.
Seamless.
For sleeping with Brandy Glanville's husband.
But he was already cheating on her with Leanne Rimes.
With Leanne Rimes. Y'all, the lore runs deep. Apparently,
they first wanted to do their spinoff at Villa Rosa or Villa Blanca.
Mm-hmm.
And Lisa was like, Sir is a lot messier.
Yep. Yup, Villa Blanca was too fancy. She didn't want to ruin its image, which I find hilarious.
Well, might have been for the best.
Yeah.
Below Deck also premiered in 2013, Southern Charm in 2014, and Summer House in 2017.
Mm-hmm.
That was
And
7 years ago.
Summer House did a weird crossover episode with Vanderpump Rules
Yes.
for its launch.
Yeah.
And they tried to create a storyline with like the blonde guy from Summer House
Kyle.
maybe being interested in Stassi.
Yeah.
But it did not.
He was destined for Amanda.
It didn't work.
And Loverboy.
I never got into Summer House.
I thought you were going to pair. I was hoping you would pair this episode with Loverboy. And I
Oh.
can't say it normally because that's how
Is that a
Kyle
wine?
says it. No, it's a seltzer.
Oh.
He makes his own hard seltzer.
Yuck. I love it.
You can get it at Walmart. Actually, last year, Corey and I went on a Summer House fucking binge.
Uh-huh.
He's seen every single episode.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he got ahead of me. So then we went on a metro-wide hunt for Loverboy, and we found it at Walmart.
I love that. I can't really
It's pretty good.
Bill doesn't like my Housewives shows, which is like why he installed a television in the bathroom for me so I could watch my, quote, white ladies yelling at each other TV in the tub away from him.
Mhm.
But I have gotten him into Traders. So
Good.
it's like a gateway. It's a Bravo gateway via Peacock.
It really is.
Mhm.
Okay, so Bravo is the 23rd most popular channel on TV, and their viewership fluctuates between 400 and 700,000 people during prime time.
That's wild.
And Bravo has had some controversies. I'm going to lift this straight from Wikipedia. I apologize. In August of 2023, several of the network's reality stars, including Bethany Frankel of Real Housewives of New York,
Ugh.
Rachel Leviss, Raquel,
Mm-hmm.
she who must not be named,
Mm-hmm.
Lisa Rinna, and many others accused Bravo and its parent company, NBC Universal, for mistreating and causing a hostile work environment against them.
Honestly, we'll get to a lot of that in my segment, but
Mhm.
like all of these people are awful. They're
Yes.
entertaining, but they are
Mhm.
terrible, but they're
Mhm.
also like not wrong.
Right. I have really mixed feelings on this.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously, I don't know what actually went down. Nobody does. But it's like they say there's your truth, my truth, and the truth.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. And all of these people are crazy litigious too.
Yes.
In January of 2024, Carolyn Manzo of Real Housewives of New Jersey filed a lawsuit against Bravo, which alleged that the network and its affiliate companies would, quote, regularly ply the Real Housewives cast with alcohol, cause them to become severely intoxicated, and then direct, encourage, and or allow them to sexually harass other cast members because it was good for ratings.
Yep. Brandy.
Yep, that was-
Ultimate Girls Trip. I have a mention of that, but I don't go into that in detail. But yeah.
That happened on Ultimate Girls Trip?
Mm-hmm. And one of the Manzo gals left the trip early because Brandy was like aggressively hitting on her and it made her really uncomfortable. And like Bravo producers, I guess, did not like step in swiftly enough to protect her. And so she left.
Yeah. Well,
And that, there's a lawsuit going about all that shit. Like, they definitely keep the booze flowing on all of these shows.
Oh,
and there are like a handful of Bravo celebrities that are sober, which is wonderful. But I have to imagine that would be very challenging in that environment.
well, this stuff kind of rolls into folks accusing Andy Cohen personally of misconduct, specifically by Brandy Glanville, Bethany Frankel, Nene Leakes, and one of the sober ones, Leah McSweeney, who I think she starts the show either sober or she's like decides that she doesn't need to be 100% sober, but then they go on a trip and she gets wasted and runs around naked and like throws tiki torches and all sorts of stuff. And then I think that she's kind of blaming Bravo on being like, yeah, you can drink.
Yeah.
You don't have a alcohol problem. Go ahead, drink.
Yeah.
Do it.
It'll be funny. It'll make great TV.
It'll be fine.
I mean, like all of the most epic Housewives fights and absolute crash out meltdowns that we've seen have been soaked in vodka.
Dorinda.
Yeah.
Sonia.
God bless. I know. I love Dorinda.
I love all of them, honestly.
I made it nice. I hate all of them, and I am so fascinated and love all of them so much. Like, I love watching them.
She's getting her own show this year, 2025, called Bluestone Manors.
Thank God, because her getting no chance to wow us on Traitors was a fucking travesty. Like, we need more of that lunatic in our lives.
I need Alan to bring her back because that was not right.
I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen.
There's still some guy who's on there. I don't know what he's from. I don't know his name. He's really attractive, but I don't know who the fuck he is.
Is it
He's got
Zac
an incredible
Efron's brother?
Smile. No.
Is it
he's
Sam
got dark-
Ashghari, Britney Spears' ex-husband?
That must be it.
Yeah, and you'll love him in this most recent episode because he kind of like flies under the radar for the first part.
I didn't notice him until last week's episode.
Yeah, and he wasn't like super contributing, but in the episode where he and Ivan or Ivar or whatever are teamed up for the bugs, they were like so cute. Mm-hmm. Although Ivar, someone kill that man. Like, we're done. We're done with you. Who are you? Why are you here? But Sam...
My favorite royal wedding was Princess Diana's.
Oh, God, gross. We don't care. Well, I mean, I care because Princess Diana's fucking amazing.
Deeply.
But, like, I don't care about you. Nobody cares about you. But Sam steps up in this most recent episode. I think you'll be impressed with him. He gets good screen time. Yeah,
he's got a great smile.
Oh, he's fucking gorgeous. He's stunning.
I know, which is why I was like, who are you?
Yeah,
Are you a henchman?
He's Britney's ex.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay, Andy Cohen was accused of sexual harassment, discrimination, and creating an environment where reality stars are pressured to drink alcohol and take other drugs for, quote, favorable treatment and edits. Mm-hmm. But by May of 2024, Bravo's internal investigation was closed.
Yeah, when the cops looked at themselves, they found no wrongdoing.
Right. So he was cleared. Again, I've got mixed feelings.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I could take or leave Andy Cohen. I'm like, okay. And he's
great at his job.
He's fine. And I think he's a fucking terrible moderator of the reunions. Boo. But he definitely has his favorites. And if you watch enough, if you've been like tuned into the Bravo universe for long enough, like you see it and it's just like, okay. Mm-hmm. You know, like Kyle Richards. Like, what? Goodbye, Kyle. Like, we're over you, but you're like Andy Cohen's golden goose. So, you know, it's whatever.
I was rewatching some older episodes of Beverly Hills earlier today. I think season 9 is peak cast because we have early Erica, Lisa Rinna. Mm-hmm. We still have Lisa Vanderpump. We've got Dorit, old Dorit.
Yeah. Kyle.
Denise Richards.
Was Kim still like friend of?
Kim wasn't on the cat. Kim and Kyle aren't speaking at this time.
Okay, so Kim wasn't there.
And then like Teddy and Kyle. Mm-hmm. But like the really dramatic people.
I love the like old, like the OG.
Oh, yeah.
Cast. Mm-hmm. So much. I mean, they're fucking awful.
You stole my house.
Yeah, but OG Beverly, like the first 4 seasons of Beverly Hills are unfucking hinged. Mm-hmm. Every episode, you have no idea what will go down, and it's always like more intense. And we'll get to it because my story takes place in those first like 3 seasons of Beverly Hills.
Yes, I can't wait.
It's buck wild.
So I have a little more about Andy. He was born on June 2nd, 1968, a Gemini, in St. Louis, Missouri. He's a Midwestern boy.
Yeah.
He began his career as an intern at CBS. He got involved with like Miss USA. Mm-hmm. He wrote some books. He co-hosted The View and served as Bravo's executive vice president of development and talent until 2013. He has 2 kids named, shit you not, Lucy and Ben.
No.
Ben did help me with these notes, so maybe that was a lie. I don't
think that would be included if he was just making that up. I can Google it.
He is currently the executive producer and the host of Real Housewives franchises, as well as Watch What Happens Live.
Mm-hmm. Which I got to be a caller on once.
I know, but you weren't even on camera.
I know. Well, I was on camera, but the live interviews ran long, so they bumped me to the after show. And I looked so pretty.
You looked so gorgeous.
Thank you. I really worked hard on every inch of my face for the 3 seconds that I was on Bravo.
Yeah, it's a nationally televised show.
Andy Cohen kids' names, Benjamin and Ben and Lucy Cohen. So that is true. It's real. Mm-hmm.
Excellent. So Real Housewives of Orange County is the OG iteration of the Real Housewives.
Yep.
Of Real Housewives.
Mm-hmm.
It first aired in 2006.
That's crazy. It came out a year after we graduated high school.
Mm-hmm.
These bitches some of them have been on TV for fucking 20 years.
But then you look back at like those first episodes, the clothing, the statement necklaces.
Oh, yeah. So many like really nice
cropped
lace and silk camis. So many boleros.
Low-rise flared jeans with
Kitten
the tall
heels.
foam sandals.
Mm-hmm. It's worth like going into the archives just for the nostalgia of the fashion, honestly.
It really is. So at first it almost didn't make the cut. So here's an alleged quote from Andy Cohen. Quote,
"Can you imagine?
The rough cuts sucked. I wanted it to go away. We were ready to kill the show."
Oh my God.
I know. So the show's original producer, Scott Dunlop, had moved to a place called Coto de Casa, California. Ever heard of it? It's a gated it was a gated community with about 15,000 people living in it.
Damn, that's a big ass that's a gated town.
It's a lot of rich people.
Do they have their own like stores and shit in there too? They must.
Probably.
1,500 people of only houses.
Because Vicky was a realtor in like 4 Coto de Casa.
Okay.
It's like a whole...
It's like a town for rich people.
Yes.
That's nuts.
He was struck by the sort of cartoonish archetypes and thought that it would make for good television. And boy, did it.
Oh, man. He was right.
He was right. So who was the first housewife? It wouldn't be a Real Housewives fact without some disagreement, controversy here. Vicky says it's
claim
Vicky.
it? Yeah, Vicky claims
says
it.
it's Vicky. But
Vicky's a fucking lunatic.
She's a fucking lunatic. Gina Keogh and the producer, Scott Dunlop, believe that it was Gina Keogh. So Dunlop says, quote, "They were perfect for television, really. Gina came from Hollywood. She was a Playboy Playmate of the Year. She had been one of the muses in ZZ Top's music videos. But
imagine being a muse for ZZ Top.
I know, gross.
What a weird flex.
She was real hot. You could see some of her Playboy pictures, though. She was real hot.
Fucking gorgeous.
But she was now working as a real estate agent. Her husband, Matt Keogh, was a retired baseball player. They were always gone, and their 3 children sort of roamed the streets of Coto de Casa wild. And then you ask Vicky. Vicky Gunvalson says, quote, "We started it together, but Gina didn't last 14 years. It was my show."
Okay.
Okay. That's not what
Take
first
several seats,
housewife
Vicky.
means.
Right.
The first episode, the first scene, it literally opens with Gina. Come on.
It's on camera. That's my favorite. That's like my favorite thing about Housewives.
Oh, when they argue about what happened on camera.
Yes. And it's like, play back the tape.
I like when they say roll the tape at the reunions as if production is just at their beck and call.
I mean,
most of the time they don't do it.
No. But that always cracks me up. It's like there is digital record of exactly the shit you pulled.
Right. Since then, the franchise has grown and expanded across the country and the world because they also have franchises in Cape Town, Lagos, Naples, Vancouver, and Athens.
And Dubai.
So in the U.S., we've got Orange County, New York, Atlanta, New Jersey, D.C., Beverly Hills, Miami, Potomac, Dallas, and Salt Lake City. We're also getting a Real Housewives of Rhode Island, I think, in 2025.
They teased a Real Housewives of Minneapolis, and I was like, that's never going to happen because
Boring.
our wealthy elite are probably so boring and like don't do anything fun except stay inside because it's so fucking cold here all the goddamn time.
I did see on Bravo's Instagram, they showed upcoming new shows. And now I can't find it. But they did say we're getting all these new shows.
That's exciting.
So I have a little game for you. You know how each housewife gets a tagline at the beginning of their episode?
Yes.
And they're different every season?
Yes.
So I'm going to read you some of the more iconic ones. And I want you to
say
guess
who they are.
I want you to guess who said them.
I'm going to be terrible at this. Okay.
If I can do an imitation of them, I will.
Okay.
Okay. I won Miss USA, not Miss Congeniality.
I don't know. Who is that?
I don't think you actually have watched this franchise. It's Kenya Moore Hair Care from Atlanta.
Oh, I have not watched
Kenya
Atlanta.
Moore,
Well, I haven't watched all of it. I've watched like bits of it.
Are you familiar with Kenya?
I've watched bits of Dallas, bits of Atlanta, like 2 episodes of Potomac. Really, a handful of Orange County. I really only have seen in completion Beverly Hills and Salt Lake City. To completion.
Not even New York.
No, I started watching a little bit of New York, but I just like
old New York.
I liked old New York. I think I watched the first like 3 seasons, but I haven't watched it to completion. Not even the original cast.
You need to watch way more television.
I know. But it's a problem because I already watched so fucking much. Like, where's the time? I need to be stricken with illness again. I need to go to the hospital. I need to be hospitalized.
Spit in your mouth.
That'd be great. If you could give me hoof and mouth, then I can take a little breather and start at the beginning of New York.
Yeah. Just eat ice chips for 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be great.
Okay, I told you I was going to be terrible at this. What's the next one?
Okay. Why be so nasty and so rude when I can be so fierce and so successful?
Okay. Nasty makes me think Meredith, but that doesn't sound like Meredith. Camille?
No, we got 2 back-to-back from the same franchise.
God damn it. Who was it?
Nene from Atlanta.
Leakes. I love Nene Leakes. She's an icon.
Oh, girl, you got a white fridge? Go get your shoes. Let's go find you a home.
Seriously. I love her so much.
She's my favorite. And she had such beef with Andy Cohen.
Well,
They're like enemies.
Good for her.
Good for her.
Call him out on his bullshit.
Okay, here we go. Sometimes Sonia has to go commando. What can I say?
Well, that's obviously New York because Sonia's from New York. But I don't know who said it. Was it Countess Luann?
It's obviously Sonia.
Oh, but why is she talking about herself in the third person?
I don't know. It's Sonia.
That threw me off. Ew, gross. Sonia-ish. Hate that.
Okay, here's an interesting 1-2 punch.
Okay.
I don't know if you've seen this one. Okay. Here's the first one. I may not be the sharpest tool in the shed, but I'm pretty. And then the next season, pretty is smarter than you think.
Is this from Dallas?
No. You won't get it. It's Kristen from Real Housewives of New York.
Is that New York?
No.
Oh, I don't even remember a Kristen other than Kristen Doty.
She wasn't very memorable.
Great. This game is going so well. All right, what's the next one? Are there any from Beverly Hills or Salt Lake City? Are there any that I'm going to know?
Yes, we have. Yes. Okay, yes. Get the Pinot ready because it's turtle time.
It's turtle time?
Yes. Oh my
I don't remember. Oh my God, I'm so bad at this. I never remember the taglines. Josh is going to murder me.
He is. Ramona Singer.
Ramona.
New York. So when she gets drunk and when she gets drunk and does that dance. It's turtle time.
It's turtle time.
Okay, here's one. To some people, living elegantly just comes naturally.
What accent is that supposed to be?
Not the accent, just the depth of the voice.
Well, that's Luann.
Yeah.
Yeah, Countess Luann, who I did see her variety show at Mystic Lake Casino several years ago and stayed overnight to then see Long Island Medium the next day.
God, what a amazing
Best weekend of my
double
life.
hitter. Okay, these next two are from like season 1 when like old, when they were still using sound bites from the season as their tagline.
Wow, okay.
Here's one. I don't want to get old.
Oh. I mean, same. I have no idea.
Well, think of which franchise would be the oldest.
Oh, OC. So is that Vicky?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, okay.
Okay, next one, same thing.
Okay.
Are the police involved?
I don't know, but I love it.
Lori from OC.
Okay, okay.
Okay, here we go. When the times get tough, you learn who your real friends are.
Okay, well, that's New Jersey. But it's not Teresa. Is it Teresa's? Is it Teresa?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit. Okay. Because, yeah, she went through a pretty gnarly divorce, but like a bunch of them did.
Yeah.
New Jersey is wild.
Yeah.
It's so weird. It's like a Twilight Zone.
Okay. Okay, how about this? Throw this spring chicken into the cougar's den and let the games begin.
Ew, I love. Okay, spring chicken to the cougar's den. I'm thinking, is this someone who got divorced on a franchise, which like could be everybody,
Or at least a younger one among older cast members.
Is it Erica?
No.
Dorit?
No.
Wrong franchise?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
It's
Whitney?
Ashley Darby from Potomac.
Oh, okay. Amazing.
Okay. I love God, but I will read you like scripture.
Heather Gay.
Nope.
Whitney?
Close.
It's gotta be an SLC gal.
Yeah.
Lisa fucking Barlow?
Nope.
No?
Who reads the scripture? Professionally.
Mary.
Yes.
Mary Cosby.
Yep.
Okay. Ugh, I'm an asshole. I should have gotten that right away.
Okay. This Rose isn't scared to handle a little prick.
That's Whitney.
That's Whitney.
Yep, Whitney Rose. Okay.
And lastly, which is a great segue into my next part, the only thing I am guilty of is being Shah-mazing.
Jen Shah. Jen Shah literally being arrested on an episode in season, 1 or 2? Season
was the
2.
first episode of season fucking 2.
Is some iconic television.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she's running away. I can't, you guys.
I think it was the first episode. At least they showed some of it in the first episode.
Her getting a warning phone call and then being like, my husband is sick and in the hospital. I have to go right now as they're in a Sprinter
We'll get to
van.
it, baby. We'll get to it. We will get to it.
It's like the best fucking thing I've ever seen. So thank God. Take it away.
Jennifer Shah, born October 4th, 1973. She's a Libra, which isn't, she's not a great example of balance and harmony in that way. She was born in Provo, Utah. She faced a rough go of it in school because she wasn't white and the school had a reputation of being a little bit rough, a little bit racist. Despite this, Jen became one of the most popular girls in school, probably because she's kind of a bitch, probably was a bully. She ended up being the head cheerleader, go figure. And apparently she was so popular that her high school friends, like, if they're asked today about details of their past with Jen, they, like, won't spill the beans. So either they're very loyal or they're still kind of afraid of her. As a teenager, she was a nanny for a doctor. She also did some modeling. She was raised in the Mormon faith and met her husband, Coach Sharif Shah, at the University of Utah. They have 2 boys together, Sharif Jr. and Omar. According to Jen, she asked Sharif to convert to Mormonism, but he reminded her that Mormons treated and still treat Black people like shit. So instead,
the Mormon
she converted
church,
to Islam.
The Mormon church only like allowed Black people to join in like the 80s or 90s.
1978.
Okay, well, still. Okay, 78. Almost the 80s.
Yep,
I don't fucking blame him. He's like, no, I'm not doing that.
exactly.
And she's Tongan. She's like of Hawaiian descent. She's
know
not Black,
her-
but her husband is Black.
Yes, but she had converted to Islam and she was like, oh, yeah, you're right. They do kind of suck.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll go that way.
Respect.
In 2006, she gets into the telemarketing business and quickly rises to the top, makes a ton of money. In 2008, she's the chief development officer for a telemarketing firm called Prosper Inc. They sold things like courses in miracles, career coaching, like learning, self-help kind of shit. It was affiliated with Trump University. So basically, they used high-pressure calls and so-called success stories to make their sales.
It was a very profitable grift.
It was nothing but a grift. But she learned her tactics from this job. Somehow these products only cost what you had in available credit. So she leaves Prosper, works for a couple of other similar marketing agencies. These agencies were shut down in 2013 by the FTC for fraud. So instead of saying like, maybe I should find a different line of business, instead she starts her own agencies called Red Steel and Learning Systems. So they did the same fucking thing. They sold services, bilking thousands of people out of millions of dollars. So they had a network of scammers and websites. They had enrolled people in online courses to grow your e-commerce. So they sold you courses to teach you marketing on social media and stuff like that. But then they would tack stuff on. They'd be like, okay, we'll sell you this website or we'll help you build this website. But then we're going to sell you all these tools to improve your SEO so that your website works. That kind of stuff.
But it was like bullshit.
It was bullshit. Like if your social media isn't working, you need a website. They've got a website, you need the SEO, blah, blah, blah. You can make $1,000 a week if you only had a website. So that's going to cost you $8,000. Don't worry, you'll recoup it within a couple weeks.
Yeah.
And they'd also say like, you know, this is still all cheaper than if you had a brick and mortar store. So I don't understand why you're hesitating. The high pressure stuff. Payments were made by wire transfer.
Oh, that sounds legit.
In 2016, she had a website called the Work at Home Institute. So it appeared kind of legit, like it was on the BBB. There were testimonials. They would call you and say, like, we can help you earn money by working from home. It's like, sound familiar?
Yep.
So then they like, they coach these victims to come up with their own ideas for products to sell. So then if they weren't giving them enough money, the telemarketers would kind of make them feel bad and make them feel like their idea was failing because they weren't putting in enough money. And
it's very like MLM adjacent without the same like levels of recruitment. It just used like a slightly different structure.
It was a slightly different structure. I would say it was a lot more high pressure and there was a lot more like shame and guilt kind of involved. They used kind of like psychological tactics to really keep you in the game, you know? They also definitely targeted the elderly.
Yes.
So fast forward to 2018, 2019, she starts hiring glam and stylists to create the image of what we now know as Jen Shah. Shah Squad, Shah Amazing. There are also recordings of her being an absolute ghoul to these people working for her, like screaming, throwing shit. So she spends a ton of money on her audition video for a little show called Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Or as we might call it, Bridge to Meredithia. Or Now is the Sprinter of Our Discontent.
Brilliant.
So she said, quote, in a 2019 interview, she said, quote, what I have done for the last 20 years is direct response marketing. I make millions. In a separate interview, she states that she owned multiple marketing companies and made her money in lead generation, targeted advertisement, and, quote, every time you click on anything, I get some money.
Jesus.
So
pop-up ads.
Yes, this is obviously meant to sound incredibly vague and complicated because it's a grift, it's a con. So she proved how she made millions, that she was proving that she had all this money, supposedly legitimately, by throwing lavish parties, including an $80,000 birthday party for Lisa Barlow. She bought her friends all sorts of shit during her season 2 apology tour, and she lived in huge homes like the Shah Chalet. Okay, here's your part.
My favorite moment.
On season 2 of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, March 30th, 2021, our protagonists are all piling into a Sprinter van
To go on a girls' trip.
And Jen gets a phone call. Immediately, she starts looking right at the cameras. She whispers to Whitney to turn her mic pack off. And then she tells everybody else her husband's in the hospital with internal bleeding. Which she was not.
No.
So she gets in a truck and speeds off. And about 10 minutes later, Homeland Security and the NYPD
are storming the Sprinter van.
Are swarming the parking lot of the prestigious Beauty Lab and Laser.
Yeah, because Heather Gay owns like a med spa.
Yeah. And they met in the parking lot
of her med spa to get on a bus to go on a trip
to Sprinter van.
Sorry, a Sprinter van. Where were they going? It wasn't very exciting. It was
like Lake Tahoe or something. It was like skiing. It was like a few hours away.
So funny. Oh my God.
So come to find out, Jen's been arrested for conspiracy to commit wire fraud and conspiracy to commit money laundering.
So many Beverly Hills Housewives franchises are basically years-long true crime documentaries. So the crossover is there. If you've been looking for your excuse to take a peek, we're giving it to you.
So it turns out everything she's been doing was super shady. And like I said, targeted primarily the elderly. And one of the most devious parts of how her scamming worked is called the sunk cost fallacy. So here's your little bit of psych.
Which is like, again, why I won't stop watching Grey's Anatomy is because I'm trapped in the sunk cost fallacy. I've gotten too far. I can't give up now.
You also love gambling in Las Vegas.
I really do. I have to give myself a very strict budget. I'm not allowed to touch an ATM at a casino. I won't.
I'm proud of you.
I would live on the street. Like, I could so easily have a gambling addiction. It would take 10 minutes. 10 minutes.
Well, you do have a lot of trauma packed in there, just waiting for something to let it materialize.
Yeah, my trauma just needs an outlet, and gambling looks real. It's really fun. I love slots. I love video roulette.
Some people get really rich off of gambling.
Some people do, and it could be me. All I have to do is make a big invest. I just have to get that one big win. That's it.
The sunk cost fallacy is a psychological reaction that people have. For example, if I just gamble a little more, then I can recoup my losses. If I just invest a little more, then I can make my investment back. The insidious part of this is the telemarketers and scam artists would make their targets come up with their own business ideas. Like I said, effectively making people feel invested and ashamed if it doesn't work out. So during the season 2 reunion, Jen maintained her innocence and claimed that she would fight on behalf of people who cannot fight for themselves. Very self-righteous. Also very ironic given the vulnerable nature of the people she victimized.
Yeah.
Jen Shah initially pled not guilty to these charges, but that would mean having to go to trial.
Yeah, and her lawyers were like, there's so much evidence, babe.
Yeah.
Like,
no,
so
babe.
much. No, babe, this is not the move.
So she changed her tune pretty quickly and pled guilty to both charges in July of 2022. Her assistant, Stuart, was also arrested on these charges and also pled guilty, but he did it before Jen did, so it sounds like he rolled over on Jen.
He got a deal. I think he gave some evidence so they could bring bigger charges to her, but
yeah,
you got to do what you got to do to survive. I don't blame him.
She was awful.
Yeah.
She was. She probably yelled at him every day. On January 6, 2023, Jen was sentenced to 6.5 years in prison, but has since had her sentence reduced multiple times for good behavior. She's also besties with Elizabeth Holmes
and their reality show that I fucking need.
They like braid each other's hair. I'm so into it.
I would watch
the
shit
hope
out of
that they've cuddled.
I hope so too. You got to get yours in prison.
You need to be touched. You can't spend 6.5 years without being touched by another person.
I mean, some of us, easily could. I don't love being touched, but yeah.
6.5 years in prison by yourself.
That would be rough.
Like a hug. I'm not talking sexual touch. I'm talking like any kind of human touch.
Yeah, but you know me. I'm not like, that's not my love language. But I hear what you're saying.
If you don't ever want me to hug you again.
No, I do.
I'm not going to go for it because I need it.
You know that my hugs are brief at the beginning, brief at the end, and then I'm not a cuddler. That's more you and Blorty's area, and I love that for you. And
I don't like to cuddle. It's kind of like if I haven't seen you in a long time and I just need to like feel my heart close to your heart for like 8 seconds.
That's perfect.
That's all.
That's perfect.
I just need our hearts to be close.
I'm into it.
I don't want to nuzzle.
Listen, I love and cherish our hugs. I'm not the kind of person who gets like touch starved.
If I were in prison for that long, I would definitely.
I'm sure I would too.
I'd want someone to like play with my hair, you know?
Yeah, scratch your scalp.
Yeah, something.
Mm-hmm. That would be
I think I'd be a good celly.
I mean, you're a great bedmate. You sleep like the dead. You don't fucking move. You don't reach over and touch. I cannot deal with being touched when I'm sleeping. Like I woke up this morning early as shit thinking that Beans was in my lap, which at first I'm like, oh my God, this is so great. And then as I like came to, I realized it was just Bill like using my legs as like a body pillow. And I was like, oh, absolutely not.
I fucking hate that. Get your heavy ass man legs off of me. They weigh like tree trunks.
Yeah, I mean,
they're
his
too
less
heavy.
so. Bill's got little skinny legs, but
I don't care. I wouldn't want June's legs draped over me all night long.
The second I realized it, I was like, and we're rolling away. But we're washing our body pillows, so usually I'm not. I was a last resort. I think he just like thought,
I was a last resort.
Yeah. So they're in the process of like drying properly right now, so we don't have them in our beds. So I'm just like subject to this assault.
Well, you better start blowing on those body pillows.
I know.
Get the hair dryer out.
I might have to resort to drastic measures before nightfall.
Okay, I have a really nightfall. Before dark.
Before dark. Oh God, it's dark right now.
Oh God. It's
not. I'm just in my basement and it's been snowing all day. So like my egress window cover is completely blacked out by a pile of snow.
It's not dark yet.
No, it's not.
Okay, so I have a quick quote from screenrant.com because I found it really probably not true. Okay.
Great.
Quote, with a focus on life after prison, Jen has been advising and mentoring other women about their release plans. She has also developed a resume builder to help other women create their resumes. In her statement to the publication, Jen noted she's found meaning in helping women at the facility, which has also given her a purpose to do better. Before her incarceration, Jen spoke about her regrets and determination to atone for her mistake. Singular. Hopefully, the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City star can continue making positive impacts moving forward. Also, she definitely punched Heather Gay and...
Oh, that storyline was bonkers.
Heather!
Bonkers.
If you punched me in the face...
First of all, I'd own it.
I'd probably say that you did.
Yeah. If I got wasted and I don't know if they were joking around or if Heather, like we still don't know all the details because Heather spent 2 fucking seasons covering for Jen.
Fucking eye.
Oh yeah. Like her eye was like fucked up. Like if they had told me that she had like a fractured orbital bone or whatever, I would believe it. It was nasty.
Yeah.
And yeah, it happened on a girls' trip. The cameras were off. They got wasted, and God only knows what happened.
And Heather comes out the next morning being like, haha, look.
I don't know what happened. And then they spend a million years trying to get to the bottom of it, and then Jen Shah gets arrested, and it finally comes out in one of the reunions that, like, yeah, she did it.
But then she's like, I don't know what happened, but someone does. Like, what?
You think Jen is going to speak up and be like, yeah, I punched you in the face? No.
My God. Also, when the feds raided her home, allegedly, they found tons and tons of fake Fendi's, Louis Vuittons, Chanel's, etc.
Keeping up appearances is expensive. They're probably pretty good fakes, though, I would guess.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure they are.
Mm-hmm.
So the last thing that I want to touch on, which I Googled earlier on my phone, I wanted to talk about below deck. So I was like, criminality below deck, criminals on below deck, whatever, worst crewmates.
Yeah, but they're all like pristine.
None of the cast did anything illegal that I could find, but
the guests,
a 2-time guest, a urologist and his wife, Dr. Francis Martinez, and his wife Jessica.
Imagine having a name like Jessica Martinez. Like, you better do something good with that name, girl. Get on the pole.
Exactly.
That is your Christian name.
Well, she didn't quite get on the pole. I think she was a doctor also. Maybe not, but they were both on 2 different episodes of Below Deck. One was Below Deck Mediterranean and one was Below Deck Sailing Yacht.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow, while they were on these trips, they got enough information about at least 2 of the cast members, meaning like the crew.
Okay.
Enough to go home and write fake prescriptions for Oxycontin or oxycodone, some kind of oxy. Using
the crew as fake patients?
Yep.
Holy shit, that's bad.
Couldn't find out oxycodone prescription.
Maybe don't write fake prescriptions for very easily Googleable reality stars.
Are these the only people you could use? They were also handwritten prescriptions, which aren't a thing anymore.
They're not as much, but they still are allowed.
They're allowed, but that's what raised the suspicions at the pharmacy in the first place.
Because almost everything goes through these encrypted and safeguarded digital systems now to avoid literally this.
Mm-hmm. So this says a subsequent investigation revealed that the doctor had sent dozens of prescriptions for oxycodone to Suffolk County pharmacies over a 2-year period.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's awful.
So they said that Jessica would pick up the prescriptions and pay in cash as part of the alleged plot.
Okay.
So that's kind of the only thing that I could find with Below Deck, but I think
they're so pure.
Love Below Deck. I love Below Deck.
You really do. I've never been able to get hooked on it, but I'm going to try.
You'd love Aisha.
I'll watch Below Deck if you watch Parks and Recreation.
Okay.
Finally.
But you said I could skip the first 2 seasons, right? Or the first one season.
Mm-hmm.
Because I started watching it from the beginning and I'm like, this isn't that
I think you'll want to go back and watch it after you finish it.
Okay.
Because there's a new appreciation when you've fallen in love with those characters. But yeah, the first season is a little rocky, but they get rid of Mark Brandanowitz not long after the first season. So
okay.
And he's fine. He's just boring. They find their stride.
Okay. I'll give it a try.
Wow. Well done.
Thanks.
I love the fall of Jen Shah so much.
Oh,
it's just,
she was so spectacular.
And she's so confident in her defense of herself on the show that it just makes
she's just
the outcome that much more tasty.
She's so volatile. She throws glasses it's just second nature.
God bless her.
She's not a person I can easily identify with.
No, she makes great television though. And that's that's the theme of Bravo is a lot of these people are fucking terrible monsters with way too much money and they're very entertaining to watch.
Yep.
And that's why we're here.
That's the gist.
Well,
that's Bravo's new tagline.
That is
horrible people, great to watch.
Great to watch. Well, we're going to get into some more after we take a quick break to hear a word from our sponsors.
Let's do it.
Many of us take supplements, or at least know that we should take supplements. But why are so many supplement companies charging ridiculous prices for products that really aren't that special? It's frustrating. And frankly, it's unacceptable. And that's why we want to introduce you to Live Good, a brand that's turning the supplement industry on its head.
Yeah, like when's the last time you've gone to a grocery store and looked at all of those, the wall of supplements and vitamins?
It's very overwhelming.
So overwhelming. Live Good is like your one-stop shop. Live Good believes that everyone deserves access to high-quality supplements without the insane markups. They offer premium products formulated by an industry-leading team of natural health experts. And best of all, they cut out the middleman to sell them at the lowest prices anywhere. So I've talked about these patches before. I can't say enough about them. These sleep patches, oh my gosh. I chose them because I didn't want like another thing to swallow, quite honestly. But it's so easy. I just slap a little patch on my ankle before I go to bed and I sleep through the night.
Love it.
This has been a game changer for me. They also have organic super greens, multivitamins, collagen, weight loss products, protein powder, creatine, detox, hormone products, skincare products. All at the highest quality products at prices that people can actually afford. No wonder they are the fastest growing supplement brand on the planet Earth, with over 1.5 million customers and counting.
So are you ready to make the switch and start saving? We'll make it even easier for you. Use our link and you can save an additional 10% off your first order on top of the already lowest prices. Just go to livegood.com/gals to save 10% on your first order. That's livegood.com/gals. Don't miss out on this opportunity to invest in your health without overspending.
Your nighttime bedroom temperature has an enormous impact on your sleep quality. If you're too hot or too cold, that directly affects how good of sleep you get.
Yeah.
So for that reason, we highly recommend you check out Miracle Made's bed sheets. Miracle Made sheets are inspired by NASA and use silver-infused fabrics that are temperature regulating so you can sleep at the perfect temperature all night long.
Yeah, they're also miraculous for other reasons because they're infused with silver that prevent up to 99.7% of bacterial growth, leaving them to stay cleaner and fresh 3 times longer than other sheets. And they work hard against those gross, like musty sheet odors. They reduce how much laundry you have to do. And that same silver-infused fabric, inspired by NASA, is thermoregulating. These are designed to keep you at the perfect temperature all night long, no matter the weather. So you get better sleep every night. Y'all know I'm a sweaty Betty when I sleep, and sometimes it can like literally wake me up from the discomfort. Not on my Miracle Made sheets, let me tell ya. They're also designed for your skin. So like, listen, stop sleeping on bacteria. That's this like self-cleaning situation. It helps fight against that bacteria that could clog your pores, causing breakouts and acne. You could sleep clean with Miracle. And Miracle sheets are luxuriously comfortable without the high price tag of other luxury brands. And they feel as nice, if not nicer, than sheets used by some 5-star hotels.
Upgrade your sleep this year. Go to trymiracle.com/gals to try Miracle Made sheets today. And whether you're buying them for yourself or as a gift for a loved one, if you order today, you can save over 40%. And if you use our promo code GALS at checkout, you'll get a free 3-piece towel set and save an extra 20%.
Yes.
Miracle is so confident in their product. It's backed with a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you are not 100% satisfied, you'll get a full refund. Upgrade your sleep with Miracle Made. Go to trymiracle.com/gals and use the code GALS to claim your free 3-piece towel set and save over 40%. Again, that's trymiracle.com/gals to treat yourself. Thank you, Miracle Made, for sponsoring this episode.
Y'all, for how much I love shopping as a concept, I don't really enjoy it in person. I have exciting and beautiful and sometimes interesting proportions. I have a hard time figuring out my size. Stores never seem to have my sizes in stock. And dressing room lighting feels like a personal attack.
It's really rude.
The temperature control in a dressing room, I feel like is also a personal attack. It's always too hot. And those funhouse mirrors, maybe that's all in my head, but it's not the way. But with Stitch Fix, you get a stylist who understands your style, your size, and your budget, and they do all the shopping for you. I love Stitch Fix so much.
I feel like Stitch Fix is like a close personal friend of mine.
Yes.
Shopping and figuring out your style can be overwhelming. For me personally, if I'm shopping at a store, I gravitate towards like the black chunky sweaters.
Mm-hmm.
And I deserve to branch out, you know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
When it comes to getting dressed, I don't really even know where to start unless it's with a black chunky sweater. That's why I love having a Stitch Fix stylist. They just really know what works for me. I get pieces that make me look great. It's a real confidence boost. I gotta say, the only jeans that I really wear are from Stitch Fix.
Mm-hmm. Same.
They're just like I told my stylist, I'm like, normal jeans don't fit me. I can't do the structured. If they're really stretchy, okay, maybe. But then the legs are skinny, the waist is big, and then the next thing I know, I have the perfect pair of jeans in my mailbox. So I just give my stylist my size, style, and budget preferences. I order boxes when I want to and how I want to. There's no subscription required. And they just send just for me pieces plus outfit recommendations and styling tips. Sometimes you just got to see it with like, a cute little pink flat. How adorable is that? You keep what you love and you send back the rest. It is so easy. My stylist sends personalized pieces and the fit, like I said, flawless.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how they do it, but they're just peering into my soul.
Yes.
It's like having my own personal style support person. There's no stores, no crowds, no stress, no funhouse mirrors, no weird temperatures. Just personalized looks that you'll love. Stitch Fix makes it so easy.
Personal styling for everyone. Get started today at stitchfix.com/wineandcrime. That's stitchfix.com/wineandcrime. Okay, are you ready for my segment?
Sure am.
It's not a case in the way that the Jen Shah situation is a case, but like I'm really here in service of Taylor Armstrong of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Okay. Oh, okay. Before we get any further.
Yes.
Do you think that we should explain what Bravo fucking Bravo refers to?
Oh, yeah.
Because we didn't really do that.
We didn't. Bravo,
Well,
bravo, fucking bravo.
So kind of going back to season 9, I don't know if this happened in season 9, but it happened in a season where Denise Richards was a part of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills cast.
Mm-hmm.
I think she was only on for one season.
Yeah, and going back to something we said earlier about like, just tell them to roll the tape. There's like a reason they're not supposed to break the fourth wall or whatever, the third wall, the fourth wall on the show. And so you're not supposed to mention
The
Bravo,
cameras.
you're not supposed to look at the cameras. Like it's supposed to feel like reality television in that way. So continue.
Yes. So they're at some dinner and somebody confronts Denise Richards about something. And
Her
she's a
jacket
little...
was probably upside down. Don't do this.
Damn it. That's what I forgot. I knew I was going to wear something.
You're going to wear it
I
upside
have
down.
a pink fluffy jacket and I was going to wear it upside down.
Was that last season or the season before? Kyle is on a sobriety journey, and so she throws a dinner party that like uses infused marijuana and everything.
And everyone
Denise
gets
shows
really
up fucked up
She shows up really fucked up.
with her jacket on upside down.
And Dorit's like, honey, I think your jacket's upside down. And Denise Richards
She
like,
gets
don't.
so serious.
Just don't.
I know what you're doing. Don't
I know what
do
you're
this.
doing.
Dorit's
She's
like,
like,
what? I'm just trying to like.
I think
your jacket.
it's literally upside down. And they
Don't.
showed it because she showed
And it was.
It was. She showed up with it correct, and then she took it off and then put it back on completely upside down.
Upside down. She was wasted, high as a
Don't
kite.
do this, Dorit.
It was so amazing.
So
But that wasn't the scene that she
wasn't
says
the
this.
scene, but that's
There's a
kind of
different Denise
insight
Richards
into the
altercation.
Denise Richards of it all.
Whose husband is also a fucking lunatic selling like scam holistic treatment science. He's
They
the
like
worst.
cure cancer with like the hand lights or whatever.
Yeah, heavy quotes, cure cancer. It's,
Okay.
No.
So they're at some kind of dinner. I don't remember what she's confronted about, but she wants the conversation to stop. So she just says, bravo, bravo, fucking bravo.
And then leaves. They're at that like outdoor dinner party and her husband's there.
Oh, yeah.
And it like stops production.
Yeah.
Because they're like, well, what the fuck? You're not supposed to do. And all the other cast members are like, what do we do? What do we do?
Oh,
What do
yeah.
we do?
Someone was like, Denise, you can't say that.
Yeah. Bravo, bravo, fucking bravo.
So anyway, that is the story.
That's the context.
The context for the name of this episode.
Not me just assuming everyone knows that. Don't be ridiculous, Andrea. Everybody wants this.
It's part of my personal canon.
Bravo, bravo, fucking bravo.
Bravo, bravo, fucking bravo.
So we're staying in the Housewives of Beverly Hills universe, but this story is pre-Denise Richards.
Okay.
So Taylor Armstrong was an original cast member. She was a main cast member. Oh, God bless her. During the first 3 seasons. So yeah, 2010 to 2013. And she's also made guest appearances in later seasons of this franchise. And I think she's the only housewife in history to jump to another franchise, joining Real Housewives of Orange County in 2022.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Icon.
Okay.
Taylor Armstrong was born Shauna Lynette Hughes on June 10th, 1971. Shayna Lynette Hughes.
Oh, Lord.
In 1971, she had a modest upbringing in Independence, Kansas, which is a far cry from the glamorous life she later lived in Beverly Hills. She's mentioned that her background was very humble. She was not raised in wealth. During her high school years, she was a cheerleader. She had an outgoing personality. At some point, probably to like make her way toward Hollywood, she changed her name from Shauna Hughes to Taylor Ford, and later Taylor Armstrong after marrying Russell Armstrong, who was just like one of those rich guys who I can't really understand how he got so rich. He's a quote unquote venture capitalist. So he like bought companies or some shit.
Okay.
None of that makes sense.
Some kind of shady business embezzling some.
Mm-hmm. Fan reception of Taylor was mixed, to say the least. She was not
Taylor. She's got such a huge gob.
Oh, I know. She's got so much mouth. I love her. She was not an instant fan favorite, though, and many found her behavior confusing or frustrating. Some fans, yes. I mean, that's actually fair. Yeah. But give it the context of why, what we know now.
Yeah.
It's like I see her in a completely different way. Some fans felt Taylor was desperate to fit in with the Beverly Hills elite and often overcompensated. For example, her extravagant lifestyle, like the $50,000+ birthday party for her 4-year-old daughter, Kennedy.
With the gold-plated Barbie necklace or whatever.
I put a picture on the drive from the party. It was like a Alice in Wonderland. It was like a Mad Hatter tea. That was
insane.
Very much like for the adults, and the kids could not have given 2 shits about it. But I mean, it was beautiful. It had these like epic floral arrangements. The whole yard, her whole mansion and yard were like designed to the nines for this beautiful outdoor party. But it's like, this is a 4-year-old's birthday party. Get some fucking petting zoo animals and a giant inflatable like bouncy house. And that's like a 4-yearold's party. Yeah.
Get a fucking sheet cake.
Yeah.
And some helium balloons.
Oh, no. She had like this multi-tiered, like design, specifically designed like Mad Hatter cake. Oh, yeah. A full This took episodes of the show were devoted to her planning this party. Like it was a storyline.
What was her fucking kid's name again?
Kennedy. And like the party was gorgeous, but this kid's 4. She did not give a shit about any of this. Viewers later learned that she and Russell were struggling financially, which made her high spending, especially on that party, look even more questionable. So people were really like, Taylor, this is not it. Many fans also saw Taylor as overly emotional and unstable without knowing what was happening behind the scenes. She frequently broke down in tears, got very defensive, and seemed on edge in ways that felt disproportionate until her abuse was revealed.
She also seemed really, really thin. And I'm not trying to body shame or anything.
No,
but
like she didn't seem well.
All of these things combined, when you looked at her, it's like, oh man, girl.
And the cast knew something was wrong. They didn't know all the details. And like, that's a big part of her storyline is them like, and we'll get to it, kind of trying to get it out of her. Mm-hmm. What the fuck was going on in her marriage? Because she was not okay. Like it was obvious to everyone watching. But a lot of people were just like, oh, she's just crazy. And it's like, no, actually, she's a victim of pretty severe domestic violence.
Mm-hmm.
But before we dive into that, we need some of the context around her several iconic and memorable moments during her time on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, including some that folks have likely seen, even if they never watched the show.
Mm-hmm.
So the enough breakdown of season 2, episode 13. This was one of the most intense moments in Real Housewives of Beverly Hills history. Taylor had a full emotional breakdown at a Malibu beach house party hosted by Brandi Glanville. After months of tension and denial about her troubled marriage to Russell, Taylor completely lost it. She was sobbing, she's screaming, because everyone was like ganging up on her to like tell them what the fuck is going on. And she was like cornered at this party. I rewatched the scenes today to like put myself back there. I was like, yeah, I would have fucking screamed at them too.
I thought the enough part was when Kim and Kyle were screaming at Brandi and she was saying, enough, enough.
I mean, everyone was screaming at each other, but here's the thing. So that's in episode 13.
Because that was at her own house, right? Or that was at Brandi's house?
And that wasn't even Brandi's house. It was Brandi's friend's Malibu beach house where she hosted that party. So they're all at this party and things had been building throughout the season. And then the enough moment is like the start of the fight. But then the fight spills over into episode 14, where we are blessed with what became the infamous woman yelling at cat meme.
Mm-hmm.
Season 2, episode 14. So this is the same party, same iconic fight, like I said, which spilled over into a second episode. The fight had been sparked because like Taylor was fighting with Camille Grammer, which we'll get to. Brandi was ganging up on her. Brandi's friends that were like at this party were kind of ganging up on her because her behavior was, they thought, inappropriate. She was probably drunk.
Not great. Also, one of Brandi's friends at that party was later one of the psychotherapists with the Dr. Drew couples therapy.
Oh, God.
Remember that?
No, I didn't watch fucking couples therapy. I'm not, Dr. Drew, I don't know. Mixed feelings, mixed bag.
I recognized her.
So weird.
Mm-hmm.
So, Taylor's argument with Camille Grammer at a dinner party led to one of the most famous memes on the internet, woman yelling at cat. As Taylor emotionally, there's a photo of it on the drive, so we will be sharing it. As Taylor emotionally yelled and pointed, Kyle Richards held her back, creating the image that was later paired with a confused-looking white cat at a dinner table. This moment has transcended the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills franchise and become one of the most recognizable memes in pop culture.
Isn't the cat's named like Smush or something?
Oh, we'll get to it.
Oh, good.
So there's like a show screenshot still of Taylor being held back by Kyle. They're like sitting at an outdoor table.
Just screaming with fire and fury.
And pointing. But let's learn a little bit more about the now famous cats. This is from this meme's Wikipedia page. Quote, the picture on the right of the meme image is of a cat from Ottawa, Ontario named Smudge.
Smudge!
Whom Miranda Stillabauer owned since 2015. According to Stillabauer, he was very antisocial around humans at home and disliked not having a chair to sit on when relatives came for dinner and filled up space at the dinner table. At one dinner in 2018, as a guest left his chair that had a salad in front of it, the cat quickly took it over and had a seemingly confused expression on his face.
Oh, like, I never got confused. Here? I got defensive. This is my salad.
I think he's angry that it's a salad and not like fancy feast, but yeah.
That's true.
As someone who took pictures of her pets and posted them on Tumblr, Stillabauer shot a picture of the moment and uploaded it to the site in June of 2018. Although Stillabauer had no expectations of her Tumblr post going viral, it nonetheless garnered 50,300 notes and reposts within a year, which Business Insider's Paige Leskin suggests was due to the caption's use of, quote, internet jargon. So the caption underneath said, he no like vegetals. And then someone on Twitter put the Taylor and Kyle and Smudge the cat next to each other.
Random. It's such a random pairing.
And said, like, this pairing is so perfect. It's like fucking sending me. And then that went viral on Twitter. And now the whole, like, you can't see Smudge the cat anymore without Taylor screaming and being held back by Kyle.
Oh, poor Taylor, but look at her fate. Like,
I know.
When you know what's going on, it's like, God, that is a woman in distress.
Pain. Yeah. It's really intense. But she has a really, she's a really good sport about it. The meme is
Taylor?
undeniably, yes.
Oh.
The meme is undeniably amazing, but obviously, like you're saying, the dark truth behind Taylor's face, like her image in that meme, definitely makes it hit a little bit differently.
Yeah.
But Taylor has been a really good sport about it. She's expressed getting a big kick out of the meme, even appearing with a stuffed animal version of Smudge on an episode of Watch What Happens Live. So she like really took it in stride and had fun with it.
Oh my God, Smudge.
But all of this fight that led to the meme that is this iconic image had started several episodes earlier in episode 10, because things had been bubbling up leading to this Malibu beach house fight. Because like I said earlier, the cast is like, we know you're not okay. There's something you're not telling us. I think some of them knew and some of them either didn't know
One of them knew.
Yeah. And her behavior was just escalating. She was clearly in distress. She was not doing well. And then fucking Camille Grammer in episode 10. And yes, that's Grammer like Kelsey Grammer. She was married to Kelsey Grammer and he was on a couple of episodes. And
also,
this woman is
an epic disillusion on camera.
She's
My God.
Vile.
She is
a
so
Brett
weird.
Kavanaugh apologist. We fully fucking hate her. She's a monster. During an argument that aired in season 2, episode 10, Camille shocked everyone when she said, like during an argument with Taylor, quote, "We don't say that he hits you," on camera, directly exposing the alleged abuse that Taylor was enduring at the hands of...
We don't say that he broke your jaw.
Mm-hmm.
God.
So she's exposing on camera this abuse from Russell that Taylor had been trying to keep off the show. Taylor was visibly shaken, and the confrontation marked a turning point in her storyline, and this set off a spiral that would last throughout the season.
That's so fucking shitty that she did it on camera.
We're going to break that down a little bit more in a minute here, but it's shitty for a lot of reasons that have nothing to do with protecting Russell and everything to do with Taylor's safety, and we're going to get to it. Another iconic moment that was around this heavy topic, she had a big fight with Lisa Vanderpump, who was also in that cast at the season 2 reunion. Taylor accused Lisa Vanderpump of being manipulative and not supportive enough during her struggles with Russell. Their confrontation was quite heated, with Lisa defending herself and Taylor tearfully explaining how alone she felt. We know now, all these years later, and I'll get to this a little bit more in the second half of my segment, that Lisa is like a historically misogynistic apologist for shitty men. Mm-hmm. This is a pattern that we've seen play out on basically every season of Vanderpump Rules. Mm-hmm. Like, fuck Lisa Vanderpump and her fake queer allyship. Again, I love all these shows, but like, standing these people is not safe. Like, a lot of them are just fucking terrible.
Yeah.
They're entertaining to watch. They're not good people.
You can absorb it for entertainment and still be highly critical of them as actual real people.
And aware of the fact that they fucking suck.
Mm-hmm.
So then Taylor, in season 3, she publishes a book. So everything comes out about Russell, okay, in this like 2010, 2011 season. They file for divorce, but like not long after they file for divorce, Russell dies by suicide.
Yeah.
He takes his own life in 2011. Like, Taylor is still on the show while they were divorcing. And I honestly cannot imagine what Taylor must have gone through. Like, finally going public and seeking help as a victim of abuse, and your abuser, in sort of a sick way, escapes accountability in this very traumatic...
Kids.
Yeah. Well, he has kids from a previous marriage, and then they had a child together.
They had Kennedy.
Mm-hmm. So that just adds this like horrifying complexity of grief to your life that I could not even fucking fathom, and makes me like see Taylor in a completely different way than I had seen her when I was just watching the show, not knowing this was going on.
Mm-hmm.
Taylor really shifted her focus into rebuilding her life. She wrote a memoir called Hiding from Reality, where she detailed the abuse that she endured. And season 3 showed her trying to move on, including her newfound confidence in dating life. I think she'd started dating her lawyer. She was like getting really involved in helping other victims of domestic violence. Like, she really wanted to build something that was hers so she could like heal and take her power back and pay it forward and help other people, which I really respect.
I feel like you see a big difference too.
You do. She's so different after Russell dies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Russell and post-Russell.
Mm-hmm. In the years since, Taylor has openly shared the physical and emotional abuse that she endured during her marriage to Russell. She revealed that behind closed doors, Russell was violent, controlling, and emotionally manipulative. Taylor has said Russell would hit her, and at one point, he punched her so hard that she suffered a fractured orbital bone.
Oh, God.
There are also rumors that he had broken her jaw. Quote, the first time he ever really harmed me physically, I was pregnant with Kennedy, their daughter, and he grabbed me by the throat, which is a huge fucking red flag, and held me up against a wall, Armstrong said.
A lot of times they start when you're pregnant, too.
Yeah,
what are you going to do?
Very dangerous time. Mm-hmm. The reason, she said, was because she had cooked his kids from another marriage, his kids a pizza, but hadn't served them vegetables along with it. Yeah. From there, the assaults escalated, but he would wait until the two were alone, often in their car. Armstrong said her husband would hide his abuse by grabbing or hitting her head so that any welts would be covered by her hair.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Quote, Russell was very careful about how he would do things, she said. He allegedly manipulated... What?
He's so... Like, when you see him on camera, too, he chooses his words really carefully and slowly, and, like, he's very intentional about what he says and does.
Oh, yeah. He's
like,
protecting himself.
You can't... He just looks like you cannot trust him. Mm-hmm. It's just like a dark, shark-eyed...
Yeah, he's got like the dead fish eyes a little bit, like the Robert Durst eyes.
Yep.
He allegedly manipulated and controlled her, making her feel isolated and powerless. Russell also had a history and record of abuse against his former wife, as well as multiple bankruptcy filings and charges for tax evasion, all of this dating back since the 90s. So, like, his history of violence and money issues were certainly known. They were on record. Like, you could look it up. And that's not a dig at Taylor. It's just, it's more a dig at Bravo. That's like, he's now on television, this show that's watched by hundreds of fucking thousands of people. And this is happening while you're filming. Like, it's gonna come out, you know?
Roll the tape.
Yeah. So Taylor claimed that Russell controlled their finances, limiting her access to money and making her dependent on him, which I know can sound like nothing when the finances in the situation are like so abundant. But at the end of the day, it's not about the amount of money. It's about the control.
Fairness. Yeah.
Yeah. He wants to control her.
Yeah.
She has stated that Russell often threatened her if she considered leaving or speaking out about the abuse. So that's part of why she was so scared on the show of this being talked about, because then he would see it and he could have killed her.
He easily could have killed her.
Taylor initially tried to keep up appearances on the show, but as her emotional distress became more visible, her co-stars began questioning her about the state of her marriage. In 2011, she filed for divorce, but like I said, just weeks later, Russell died by suicide. There's been speculation that Bravo producers were aware of Taylor Armstrong's abuse. I don't think that's speculative. I think that's just fucking true. Like, how could they not be? Everyone else around her knew something was going on, and they had even more footage than what we saw. So, like, I think there's no way they didn't fucking know, but we'll say speculation just so we don't get sued by Bravo, but whatever. But that they downplayed or avoided directly addressing it while filming. At the time, reality TV was still navigating how to handle serious real-life issues, and producers may have struggled with how to incorporate the truth into the show without legal or ethical repercussions. Early on, Taylor's distress was visible, and she often broke down emotionally, but the show framed it as marital tension rather than outright abuse and played up her overly emotional behavior as like a quirk rather than a cry for help. Some critics believe that Bravo allowed storylines about Taylor's crumbling marriage to unfold for dramatic effect while avoiding deeper discussions about domestic violence. Several cast members, including Camille Grammer, hinted at knowing more about Taylor's situation. Camille famously blurted out during an argument, "We don't say that he hits you," which shocked the group and made it clear that there was more happening off camera. Now, I hate Camille, so like I know that I'm biased, but I don't think that this was her lane at all, even if I didn't like her. Certainly not to fucking do on camera, because she put Taylor at huge risk of retaliation from Russell, who was adamant that this foul detail of their marriage remain hidden, and he was very litigious. and like had been threatening Bravo.
He was a lawyer himself, wasn't he?
He was a venture capitalist, but like he had a lot of money and a strong
they had
legal
like
team.
Basically in-house lawyers.
Yes.
Because they sued someone else. They sued
And he had threatened to sue Bravo.
Kyle and Mari. Didn't they sue Kyle and Mari?
And Mauricio? Possibly. I don't fucking know. They sued a lot of people.
They sued someone on that show in that season.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but
I can't believe he didn't sue Camille, but you know.
there was some, I don't know if it was like an Ultimate Girls Trip or there was some later episode where she's sitting at a table with some other housewives and one of the other housewives is like, oh yeah, like 2016 or whatever was a really hard year for me. And someone was like, yeah, Taylor's husband killed himself that year.
No, he killed himself in 2011. But
whatever year it was.
Yeah.
But someone was like, oh, that was such a hard year for me. And she's like, yeah. Her husband killed himself. And she's like, yeah, but like my husband left me and like all this stuff. Like totally. And just Taylor's just sitting there like.
Sure, Jan.
Okay, got it.
So all that to say, how we confront our friends and loved ones about concerns of abuse really matters. And while some might think that Camille did the right thing by exposing Russell, that move could have easily cost Taylor her life. And Camille did it for the show, not for her fucking friend.
I think it's easy for us as viewers and consumers of this drama to forget that like
they're real people.
She did it, but she also did it on camera. And most of us are not going to be in that situation in our lives. But you do have to be really careful.
Yeah.
About those
and
kinds
it's not
of
like they're filming
conversations.
all year round. Like they have a season that's like a couple months long.
Camille did it because they were on camera.
Yeah.
And because
she had ample opportunity to talk to Taylor in private, not on camera, about her concerns. She did it for her
She had
storyline.
ammo to blow that shit up.
Yeah, and it was fucked up.
And with also having this shield to be like, well, I did it because I care about you. It's like, well, that might be true, but you
fucking
not
didn't
do that at a very tactful or intelligent
You don't care about
way
women.
or time.
You were on the show defending Brett Kavanaugh. Like, fuck you. You don't care about women.
I'm just saying.
I know,
In
I'm
her
not yelling at
mind,
you.
she could have plausible
deniability.
Not even deniability, but plausible reasoning for doing it. I care about you. I want this all out in the open so that you can get out of your relationship. It's like, well, good thing he killed himself before he hurt me.
Yeah. Or killed me.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, it is that fucking serious. So, like, I don't know. Think before you say shit. Like, Camille, fuck you.
Don't just do it for the drama.
No.
Because that's real life shit.
And Taylor did later claim that Russell had threatened legal action against Bravo if they aired details about the abuse. So this may have also contributed to the network's reluctance to fully expose the situation while he was alive. Whether I think that's the right thing to do or not is kind of irrelevant because they did what they did. But also, like, Bravo, you've got money and lawyers too.
Also, the network's reluctance to X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
Doing something
like protecting one of their cast members.
Yeah.
You're reluctant to do that?
That's a major through line with Bravo shows, period.
Sure
I'm sure just because they have so many reality shows and they're dealing with real people with this manufactured or otherwise drama, there's always going to be, also just really rich people, there's always going to be this litigious sort of like accent on everything, but
Bravo's making a fuck ton of money. You can
at least do the right fucking thing.
Yeah,
do the right thing.
You have enough money to do the right thing. But once Russell died by suicide, that looming threat of legal action died with him, and Taylor became more vocal about the abuse on the show. She wrote her book, she was able to kind of be free. Some viewers believe Bravo only fully addressed it once they no longer feared legal consequences. There have been multiple instances where Bravo has been accused of downplaying, avoiding, or mishandling allegations of abuse and misconduct involving cast members across different Real Housewives franchises and other reality shows. While they haven't necessarily covered up abuse outright, they have been criticized for how they handle serious issues, often prioritizing entertainment value over cast members' well-being. Some notable controversies: Jen Shah and the abuse of her employees. She was verbally and physically abusive to her employees and assistants. And many former assistants had claimed that she was emotionally abusive and even physically aggressive, but Bravo largely played it up for drama until her legal troubles took center stage. And then it was like, okay, well, this is actually legit.
As long as she's just
on the show
throwing
anymore.
glassware at the floor and not at someone else's head. It's just being dramatic. It's not violence.
Vicky Gunvalson and her relationship with Brooks Ayers.
Oh, God.
Not a case of physical abuse as far as we know, but Real Housewives of Orange County star Vicky Gunvalson was involved in a toxic relationship with Brooks Ayers, who emotionally manipulated her and lied about having cancer. Many viewers felt Bravo ignored clear red flags to keep the shocking storyline going.
They doubled, tripled, quadrupled down on that storyline for years.
They really did.
It was kind of pathetic.
Yeah. Back to your girl, Caroline Manzo and Brandi Glanville. During filming of Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip, Brandi Glanville was accused of unwanted sexual advances toward Caroline Manzo, making her uncomfortable. Caroline left filming early, and while Bravo investigated, many fans felt they didn't act quickly enough to protect her. Everything with Rachel Leviss of Vanderpump Rules and the Scandal fallout, like, say what you will about Rachel, I'm not a fan of hers, but she also was being manipulated by Tom, and Bravo really threw her under the bus and like protected Tom, who had been the star of the show for so long. She revealed during the scandal that she suffered mental and emotional distress, but felt exploited by Bravo rather than supported. She later stepped away.
Wouldn't you?
Yeah, of course. She later stepped away from reality TV, citing a lack of proper mental health support. Tom Sandoval also filmed the infamous video call that Ariana found that confirmed that he was cheating without her consent.
That's so fucked up.
And it included her nude and like they were having like phone sex, like video phone sex. So she's like pleasuring herself. This launched legal action citing revenge porn laws against both Tom and Ariana, Ariana had found the video on Tom's phone, confirming that he was cheating, and she sent it to herself to have evidence. She didn't send it to other people. And I do believe that charge against her has since been dropped due to the circumstances, but like that was never brought up on the show. And Tom has not seen like any real consequences for having done that. And Lisa Vanderpump continues to like protect him. And then they push this whole redemption arc storyline for their final season with this cast. And everybody hated it because we all know what really fucking happened. And now they're going to relaunch the show with a whole new cast.
Only for the last episode to end with Tom and Tom being like, like buddy, like,
yeah,
that was fun. Like, what a joke.
They're the worst. What the fuck? Speaking of Vanderpump, we obviously can't talk about Bravo downplaying abuse without talking about James fucking Kennedy.
Ah, yes, the White Walker.
Bravo has not explicitly covered up the allegations against James Kennedy, but they have been criticized for how they handle them. Over the years, James has been accused of abusive behavior, both physical, verbal, and emotional toward women, including past girlfriends and female cast members. However, instead of taking serious action, Bravo often framed his behavior as part of his bad boy persona and continued to give him screen time. Several cast members, including Lala Kent, Kristen Doty, and Raquel Leviss, have accused James of being emotionally and physically abusive.
Yeah, he was known for bad boy. He's an abusive alcoholic.
Yeah, precisely. He was known for making degrading comments toward women on the show, including body shaming and slut shaming castmates. Lala Kent has spoken about James being verbally abusive and disrespectful, particularly when he was drinking. But she like rides hard for James. They're good friends. So, I mean,
you can protect someone because you love them. But that doesn't negate what they're actually guilty of.
No, and I think I'm pointing that out because it has to be pretty bad for like your ride or die friend to even be like, yeah, you're an abusive asshole, in interviews.
Yeah.
After their 2021 breakup, Raquel Leviss stated that James, because they had been together, as any Vanderpump person knows, was controlling and emotionally manipulative during their relationship. She claimed that he would lash out at her, belittle her, and try to isolate her from others. And while she did not explicitly accuse him of physical abuse, she implied that their relationship had deeply affected her mental health, and there was an entire on-air storyline about James accidentally bumping her nose while going in for a kiss that required reconstructive surgery.
Ooh, I forgot about that.
And the scenes are so fucking awkward because then, like, she goes to Lisa. Lisa hooks her up with, like, a really great surgeon. And I think it was what's-her-face's husband from the original seasons of Beverly Hills.
Heather's husband?
Not Heather.
The blonde one.
Yeah, the other blonde. Well, that's not helpful.
The one who can't cook a chicken, who washed it with soap.
Exactly.
Okay.
But regardless, there's, like, scenes of them with James and Lisa Vanderpump, like, at this doctor's office doing this consultation, and they're, like, telling him the story of how she fucked up her nose, and he does not buy it. Like, it's very clear and very awkward that there's no way that she got an injury like that from someone bumping her nose going in for a kiss. Like,
he
she
might have
looks like
headbutted her nose.
Exactly. Or, like, elbowed. Like, her face was fucked up.
Yeah.
And in these scenes, like, James and Raquel are desperately scrambling to, like, not call it what it likely was, which is an act of violence by James. Now, I don't know if she's come out and explicitly said, yes, he did this, he broke my nose, but, like, the undertone in those episodes was really fucking chilling.
I forgot about that.
Kristen Doty, James's ex-girlfriend and former Vanderpump Rules star, previously accused him of aggressive and toxic behavior. She claimed he was verbally abusive during their relationship, though she never provided detailed accounts of physical harm. But I think she has more so recently, since, like, everything is coming out about him, admitted that there was physical violence between them. And show producers did definitely play up the toxicity of Kristen's behavior.
Oh, yeah.
Painting her as the problem for her outbursts and not showing the whole story. Like, was it Tom and Katie's wedding where they're, like, in the parking lot fighting?
She, like, slapped him.
And she slapped him, and that part made it to air. But there was, like,
push her into a bush?
Yeah, there was, like, a whole lot leading up to that where he was harming her that didn't make it onto TV, and then it painted Kristen as, like, a violent and abusive partner. But it's like,
well, crazy Kristen, got to keep up that archetype.
And there's no such thing as a perfect victim, obviously. Everybody has their issues, but, like, I think a lot of her behavior during that time was a response, not, like, out of nowhere. She was obviously fucking going through it, and he was a big part of that. There are now more recent allegations against James Kennedy for allegedly throwing his girlfriend Allie Luber to the ground. I think they're broken up now, though, right?
Are they?
I think so.
I hope
she
so.
moved out.
I'll Google it.
I hope they stay broken up.
I really like Allie.
I know, I like Allie too. But he allegedly pushed her to the ground during a fight outside their home, I think leading to a neighbor calling the police, and he got domestic violence charges. And again,
because they were, like, at a party before that.
Yeah, and they came home.
Some people say that they saw them, like, fighting before they left the party.
And he was drinking again.
Yes, they are split up as of last month, January 2025.
Good. Stay away from him. You're too precious for that asshole.
You should have seen that in your tarot readings, Allie.
Yeah, Allie. But the show, like I said, is now over with this specific cast. Apparently, they're relaunching it with a new cast. But despite,
I'll watch it.
I totally will too. But despite multiple allegations of emotional and physical abuse, James remained a key cast member and was often given a redemption arc, especially after getting sober. That he would, like, be drinking again, and stories like these would pop up, and he'd give his tearful apologies and commit to his sobriety. And Lisa Vanderpump would fucking back him up at every turn. And I guess Bravo did too, because Bravo had fired Jax Taylor, and Stassi Schroeder for controversies that they got.
And Kristen
for controversies that they got caught up in. And I'm not saying that they didn't deserve to be fired. They did. But, it's interesting how they got fired. But James was never fired or even suspended from the show. He kept his spot on that show through all of this. And there were patterns of behavior with all of the girlfriends that he had on the show. It's just like, come on, guys.
And he started as a busboy.
Ugh.
Yeah.
So hopefully there's less blatant abuse in the new version of the franchise. But my God, Vanderpump Rules is some unhinged reality TV. It's, you know, he's a piece of shit. There's a lot of shitty shit on that show. Jax Taylor's a piece of shit. but it is entertaining as hell.
So entertaining. That's kind of the crux. That's kind of why I
know.
feel like this episode is like, here are all the problems with Bravo. We're going to watch it anyway.
Uh-huh.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's entertaining. And like I said, you can consume it for what it is and what it's meant to be and still be aware of it.
If that makes me a shit person, then I'm a shit person. I'm going to watch my Housewives. Like, I'm sorry. I'm fucking watching it.
I don't know how much our viewership, I don't know how much our viewership will really impact the way that they're handling sexual violence. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean,
I would like to see Bravo as a network step up and be better bosses and be more protective of their castmates or cast members that make them so much fucking money. Mm-hmm. And like, I would like to see Andy Cohen speak up for that too, because he has obviously a ton of power within the network, but like, I don't know. I just feel like it takes a lot of really bad people to make really good TV. And that like puts me in such a horrible position.
I know.
But I love my reality shows. So yeah, I don't know. But
Traitors.
Oh, God, it's so good.
They're all bad. Also, Gabby, where the fuck did she come from? She's
I love her.
Hilarious.
She's a bachelorette girly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But she's so fucking funny. I follow her on TikTok now. She's so funny.
She has an iconic line in Traitors where they're like, "Oh, so what happened after how were things after you were on The Bachelor?"
Oh, I'm dating women now.
She's like, I'm a lesbian now, so it's like, yeah, girl. I love Gabby. Anyway, that's my long, grueling segment for Bravo fucking Bravo.
Our long, grueling segments.
I hope you enjoyed it all, guys.
Hope you enjoyed it all. Also, special thank you to our special fan picker, Tamar. Mm-hmm. I was so excited when I opened your email.
Seriously,
and
we
saw what
squealed.
You wanted for this. For this topic. So
we squealed. So thanks for pitching us one that we could go on about for 2 fucking hours, because we did. We did just that.
Well, this is sort of our third, maybe fourth episode about like reality shows.
Yes, and there's still so much. There's so much.
There's so much more.
We could do a whole podcast that's only this.
Quick reminder, if you are unfamiliar with our new premium subscription channel, Uncorked, you got to familiarize yourself, because you get our whole back catalog ad-free, getting all this and all upcoming episodes ad-free, and a lot more content. Drunk dives, a mansplaining, spooky little bitch, AMAs, happy hours, all that good
there
stuff.
Merged into your podcast player on our feed. It couldn't be easier. It's amazing.
So convenient. So check that out. Go to our website, wineandcrimepodcast.com. Click on Uncorked at the top. Get all your information. There it is. So thank you so much again for listening, and we will see you next week.
Bye-bye.